I'm going to give you 10 easy ways for you to change your Christmas and how you look at Christmas to make it just a little bit less stressful. So let's get into the video. The first area is coming up soon. I don't know about you, but we traditionally decorate our house the day after Thanksgiving. I'm noticing people doing this a little bit sooner, and that might stress you out just right there. But I'm sticking to it. I am waiting till the day after Thanksgiving to actually decorate my home. So the first thing I will say is don't decorate the entire house. And this is what I mean. Go in the main areas of your home and just decorate those areas. There is this trend that I see that people decorate every single room in their home, including their bedrooms and all the bathrooms. And that's just, to me, that is so stressful. Focus on the main areas. So that would be your living room, your dining room, your kitchen, and maybe your guest bathroom. And that's it. You guys get to be the one in control of how much you do Christmas. No one has to dictate to you that you have to decorate so much. Like, it doesn't matter. Decorate as much as you're comfortable decorating. For me, I decorate our main areas, which are those rooms that I just said. I do a little bit in my bedroom, and I'll insert some pictures here so you guys can see what I've done, but it's not much. Honestly, it's not. And yes, I know I said I would decorate after Thanksgiving, but I did add this because I just bought this pillow from Target, and I just think it's so cute. And I'll talk about the blanket in just a minute. So just focus on those main areas and don't worry about the rest of your house. And think of how easy it will be to take down Christmas if it's only in just the main areas. So that's number one. Number two, decorate with only the things that you have right now. So when you get all your decorations out, just say to yourself, I am not buying anything new this year, because that can add stress right there. So get all of your decorations up, get them all out, and then look at what's left in all your bins or your boxes or whatever it is you use to organize your Christmas decorations, and get rid of anything you did not use, especially if you did not use it last year as well. I doubt you're going to really use it next year if you haven't used it in 2 years or 3. So get rid of all the rest, because that will eliminate stress right there, having so much to store and organize and put away. Nobody wants to deal with that. The other thing is, if you really do want to purchase some new Christmas decorations, focus on very traditional decorations, because what happens is the trends happen. All the trends happen where you just think, oh, that's so cute. But if that really is not your true style, you're not going to like it in the long run. And you're probably going to be decluttering it next year because that trend has now passed. And then basically that was a disposable decoration. We don't want to have our houses full of disposable things. We want them full of things that we truly love and want to bring out every year. All right, let's talk about wrapping presents. One of the things that I implemented many years ago when my kids were little was to have each child choose a wrapping paper that all their presents are going to be wrapped up in. I mentioned this last year, I think in one of my favorites or something, or a Christmas haul. I don't know what it is, but I want to elaborate a little bit. So I still do it. I'm grabbing these here because when we were shopping, I was shopping with my daughter. She chose this wrapping paper, and she knows my love of this type of truck, and she also loves this truck. So she chose this. As soon as she saw this wrapping paper, she's like, oh, Mom, can my presents be all wrapped in that? And I'm like, of course. And then right next to it was this, and I just thought this would be cute for my son. He doesn't truly care. He's 22 years old. He's never really cared. Well, when he was little, he cared what his wrapping paper was. Now he doesn't care. So I just try to choose a masculine looking wrapping paper for him. And then I don't really choose a new one for my husband and I. I usually use some of last year's, whatever's left over. We always have enough to wrap all of my presents in one and all of his in another. So it's not a big deal. But this just eliminates any issues. All we need is 4 different kinds of wrapping paper for our family to use, and then we don't even need to use tags on the boxes themselves or on the presents themselves, because we know anything wrapped in this is going to be for my son, And then my daughter has this. So it makes it so much easier. Another thing that I implemented many years ago was I stopped using ribbons and bows on any of our packages. And here's the reason. First of all, you're going to wrap all these things and then they're going to get shoved under a tree, and those ribbons and bows are going to get crushed and they're just going to look like a mess. And so what's the point? It's just something on there to say it's wrapped. Well, it's wrapped. No one really cares. So get them all underneath the tree and have all those have no bows on it. If I'm going to be giving a gift to somebody, like a party, or it's a hostess gift, or it's just an individual gift that's never going to be under the tree, yes, I do go ahead and put a bow on those and make it just a little bit more fancy and nice looking. But here's a present I wrapped for my daughter already in her wrapping paper. Yes, I already have one. I'm so proud of myself. It looks fine, and think of all of these different ones put together under the tree. It looks festive and it looks fun, but you don't have to worry about making bows and ribbons and all of that stuff. So literally everything under the tree, it just looks like this, and then it looks pretty. Number 5, I haven't been numbering them, but this is number 5. Don't do stockings. I know that might shock you, but now you can do it. These are just suggestions, so don't, hang me out to dry because I just suggested don't doing Christmas stockings. I will tell you, I did not grow up doing Christmas stockings. I think it's because my family didn't have money. I don't know. I never really asked. I should ask my mom some point. But my dad was a pastor of a church, obviously, and pastors just do not make a lot of money. And so I think that it just was one less thing that they had to spend money on. They wanted to spend it on the actual gifts. So now we do stockings, but my husband and I stopped doing stockings many years ago. It just became too stressful, especially for him. Men are really hard to do stocking stuffers with. They just are. Girls are easier. You can always put lipstick in there or something like that. So that makes it a little easier. But I only do stockings now for the kids. And I told my kids that I will do those until they have kids. And then I'm stopping, and then I will let them do the stockings for their own kids. So you can choose. You can do no stockings at all, or you can do stockings just for the kids. And that could be something that would just alleviate a little bit more stress. Another one that I don't do that I stopped doing many years ago is Christmas cards. It just became something that was way too stressful to me. I didn't know what to say. I had to get a picture. I had to get them all addressed. And it was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And so I just stopped doing it. And the world did not come to an end. We did still receive Christmas cards from others. They have dwindled over the years, but you know what? In the age of Facebook and Instagram, honestly, do we really need Christmas cards? It's one less thing to put on our plate. If you really, really, truly want to do a Christmas card, an idea you could do is to not do it at Christmas, do it in July and call it Christmas in July. So therefore, in the middle of the summer, you can have some pretty pictures. Let's face it, we all look prettier because we're tanner anyways, and our skin looks so much better. And just get a really good picture of yourself or your family, whatever your family is made up of, and get that picture and send out a little card to everybody, and maybe a little letter to add to it. But it's done at a much less stressful time. Number 7 is give 3 gifts. So think of the gifts that were given to Jesus when he was born, the gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Think of that and do the 3 gifts. Now, this is nothing new. I'm sure you guys have heard of this, but it's just another thing that you could maybe consider doing to alleviate stress. So what I would suggest is doing 3 gifts that are basically the kind of same mindset. So it would be a thing that you need, something that you want. And then for adults, you could be something you read, or children, it could be the same thing, something you read, or it could be something you wear. So those 3 things, and then think of that for each person that you're buying for in your family, they get those 3 things, plus their stockings if you're going to do that for the kids. So that just makes it very simple. Those are the 3 gifts. Once you're done, you're done. It really could save your budget as well. So that's an added benefit of having less to purchase. As you're making your gift list and all the people, not maybe your kids or your husband, but maybe all the peripheral gifts, maybe aunts and uncles or friends or teachers or whatever, whoever it is on your list, consider purchasing the same gift for all of those people. Now, again, this is nothing new, but here's some ideas. It could be a book for everybody. So everybody gets some kind of book that you think would be beneficial. Maybe it's the same exact book. Usually that doesn't work because very few books would go with for everybody. So consider maybe, okay, a book or fuzzy socks and put them in a creative way. Let me see, here's my list. Oh, candles. That's a really fun way that, you know, for the women, maybe do candles for everybody. For the men, do something else. One year, I was really into making pillows. And so I made a decorative pillow for everybody's bed, and I chose fabric based on their home decor. And that was really fun to do. I was really into that year. And this year, I'm actually doing flannel blankets. So let me show you one. It's actually sitting on my bed right there. So I'll bring it closer so you can see. So this is my flannel blanket that I made. I did the other side gray, and I did a fun little fringe on it. You don't have to do this. So this is this is a very simple gift to give to somebody. And I just think it's a fun way of cozying up. It's going to sit at the bottom of my bed just to decorate my bedroom a little bit, but it's a blanket that I would use as I'm sitting on my chair. It just makes it so much fun. So, and flannel just gets cozier. The more you wash it, the more cozy it gets. So I'm really excited to make more of these. I made this past weekend, and this is not expensive to do, especially if you get a sale. This was all purchased at Joann Fabrics, and it was all, I think, 50% off. So yay for that. The same gift for everybody just simplifies everything, but base it on the person, not just the same exact gift, but the same kind of gift for every person that's on your peripheral list. The last 4 ideas I have to de-stress your Christmas are more of a mindset than an actual thing, but they can really transform your Christmas if you implement them. Number 1 is to learn to say no, and learn to say it in a way that will not make people feel offended. So here's what I mean. Your friend, somebody, invites you to a Christmas party, but you already have 2 other Christmas parties that you've been invited to, and you may actually want to go to this Christmas party, but you're like, you know what? I just can't add one more thing to this month, and how do I say no to this person because the other ones asked me first, and I don't want her to feel bad because I obviously would like to be invited another time. So how do you say that in a way that does not offend? So this is something actually my oldest sister taught me many years ago. She said when people invite her to things, like any party, not just Christmas, like if it's a direct sales kind of party and she doesn't want to go, but she doesn't want to offend or whatever. So she said, let's do a role play. Okay, so this is me being the person asking. Bear with me. So I turn to me and I say,
hey, I'm having a Christmas party on December 18th and I'm really hoping you can come. Are you able to make it?
This is me, the person who was invited. And this is what you say. You say, thank you so much for inviting me. I am just so pleased that you want me to come, or my husband and I to come. But sadly, I am not able to make it. I really hope it's a really fun time. And please invite me to your next one. I would really like to be able to do that. Done. Now, okay. What did you not hear me say? Think about what I said. I did not say an excuse. I gave no reason why. Here's the problem. If you say to somebody, I'm sorry, I'm so busy, I really can't fit it in, and that truly is the reason why, they can refute your reason. They can say, you know what, why don't you just come for an hour? Okay, well, it's not just an hour. It's having to drive there and drive home and get ready for it and, you know, everything around it. So don't give a reason why you can't come. Just thank them and bow out, and that's it. And you got to learn to shut your mouth because you just want to give a reason. Number 10. Oh, I have 12 reasons. I had said 10, but I have 12 reasons. Oh my goodness. Don't keep doing a tradition for your family just because it's a tradition. And you know we all have those. Like, okay, for instance, this year, since my kids were really little, I have always given them pajamas on Christmas Eve. When we leave our house sometime in the evening and we go to Christmas Eve service at our church. And when they're all in the car or they're walking out of the car, I have already pre-planned what I'm going to do, and I put the pajamas in each of their bedrooms. When they were really little, I would put a little stuffed animal with it holding the pajamas or whatever. It wasn't a huge thing. They loved it. They would come home from church service, and the thing that they would do is run upstairs and look at their pajamas. Okay, that was great. But now they're 22 and 19. Now, my daughter will absolutely want the pajamas. My son, who's 22, I don't know. I'm going to ask him, do you really want this? Because I don't want to keep giving a gift just because it's a tradition. That to me does not make sense at all. So consider stopping a tradition because it will just make things stressful, or it's a waste of your time and money. Number 11 is before you actually hit the holiday season, and this kind of ties in the whole saying no thing. You need to plan out your month. It's okay if you haven't done it. Go ahead and take the time to look at your calendar and think, okay, what are the things that we have to? There's no negotiation. I have to go to it. Maybe it's an office party, whatever it is. Put those non-negotiable things on your calendar and then put in non-negotiable time of rest, of decompression, of not feeling every second of the month so that you've got a little wiggle room. So you can choose what you say yes to and what you say no to. So definitely plan out your month ahead of schedule, and that way you will not feel so stressed when you get into the month and all these things are being thrown at you and you're like, I don't know what to say yes and no to. You've already made the decision. Number 12 is probably the most important thing to remember. What is the most important thing to you when you celebrate this holiday? Is it the dinner party that you're going to throw? Probably not. But is it the people that are coming to that dinner party that is the most important? Yes. And if you are full of stress and you actually get to the point where you're just like, can we get this party done and over? Then you have missed the whole reason that you're having that party. And that is for the relationships that are part of that party. It doesn't matter if your house doesn't look Pinterest worthy. Who cares? What matters is the people that came into your house and that you had time with, and you had an enjoyable talk with them, and you had fun together. That's what's the most important. On Christmas Day itself, does it matter that your Christmas dinner is not Martha Stewart worthy? No, what matters is you are with your family and you are enjoying them together and you're sharing love together. That is what is most important at that moment, not the actual dinner. So just think to yourself, it's just a dinner party. It's just Christmas Day. It doesn't matter. What matters are the people I'm sharing it with. So those are my 12 ways of simplifying your Christmas, guys. Let me know below, guys, is there anything that you do that's different from everybody else that simplifies your Christmas that you've just chosen to say no to, or that you have implemented to make your Christmas a little bit less stressful? I'd love to hear that. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, please consider doing that and push that red button and the bell next to it so you are notified when I upload a video. I will see you in the next video. God bless.